The term is, it's a marathon, not a race. I feel like I heard that in a rap song, and I have to remember what rap song when I edit this.
Hey, it's a marathon, not a race. Go. I'm taking my time, I know my pace.
Okay. But anyways, it is a marathon, not a race. This is your life, babe. This is your timeline. The final thing that I want to say is, if you take anything from this video,
Again, he wanna eat this box again, but I'm indecisive. One day I love him, the next day he just a thought.
okay. Hey y'all, excuse the lack of makeup. I'm about to go work out. But while I'm waiting to work out, I was compelled to. I just thought, why not record this video right now? So today, oh well, hold on. Hey y'all, my name is Shakoya Clark. I make vlogs, lifestyle content, and give mental health tips, mental health content, whatever you want to say it is. Today, I'm giving some tips on mental health in college. Reminder that I am in grad school. This is my second year in grad school. Next fall will be my last semester. But we're going to talk about me today. I'm just giving you my experience and my tips on having the best mental health possible in college. Oh my gosh, not the most important, but one of the most important things that people have to remember when it comes to college and even life in general, this is your timeline. This is your life, babe. This is your timeline. So if you and your friend came into school together or went to university together and they're graduating a year before you or a semester before you, who cares? And you're probably going to say me, but this is your life. You're not going to go the same pace as everybody all the time. Why does college have to be a race? And why does everybody think that college has to be a race? The term is, it's a marathon, not a race. I feel like I heard that in a rap song, and I have to remember what rap song when I edit this.
Hey, it's a marathon, not a race. Go. I'm taking my time, I know my pace.
Okay. But anyways, it is a marathon, not a race. Of course, there's always a reward at the end of a marathon, like a medal, a participation medal. You got the grade, so you deserve the degree. It is not who wins first. Now, it becomes a competition and a race, I guess, when it comes to valedictorian and those types of people. But generally, school is not a race. And I think that is so important to remember. Again, you're on your own timeline. That is so key to remember, because I see that in my own friends and family's lives, and they're so discouraged because they didn't get to finish college, or they're so behind in college. And I'm like, that's not a thing. Even in grad school, there's no behind. There's no such thing as, oh, I'm behind in school. I think grade school set us up for that. Because there is a behind, and they'll hold you back. Hold you back in grade school, saying that, you know, they're supposed to be in this grade, but they're in this grade. And I think that's grade school's fault. But so just remember, if you're gonna take two things. I'm gonna tell you the next one way later in the video. But if you're gonna take one thing from this video, remember that this is your timeline. Okay, this is your timeline. This is your life. Don't let anybody else intimidate you into taking 5 classes or taking 15 credit hours in one semester. This is your life. If you finish a year later before your friends, who cares? If you finish a semester later before your friends, who cares? If you finish a semester after your friends, who cares? You're still done. I think that people miss the goal. So for your own mental health sakes, just remember that it's not a race. You don't have to take 15 credit hours to be done. I see that so much in people. I see it so much. And it hurts a little bit. I feel like I was that way, but I did end up finishing college in 4 years. But that was because I was risking my mental health for it, and it was worth it, but at the same time, it wasn't. I wish I could go back and take a little bit more care of myself, because there were nights where I was crying. There were nights where I went to work crying. So, I just wish that I took a little bit better care of my mental health in undergrad. So the next thing that I want to bring up is diet. And this is not about losing weight, gaining weight, protein, none of that. Having just a healthy diet, it plays a huge part in mental health. So just having a well-balanced diet is so essential, especially in college, because you're so tempted to eat all the food on campus. And whether you live on campus or off campus, this video applies to you too. You're going to be so tempted to eat the Chick-fil-A, the Panda Express, the Subway, the good ass food. And Subway's not horrible, but it really isn't the best. I'm going to be honest. You're going to be so tempted to eat the fast food on campus. But also utilize your fruits and vegetables in the Smoothie Kings on campus, the smoothie places and the salad places on campus. Let me say something else. How do you feel after eating like fast food all the time? And again, this is not that video. This is not to tell you to like change your life, eat healthier, lose weight. I swear it's not that video. But for me personally, when I eat out too much, or even when I cook at home and it's not the best thing and I eat it a lot, I don't feel good. I just don't feel good. I feel bloated. But when you have a balanced diet and have some of that sometimes, and your majority is a good, healthy, well-balanced diet, you feel a little bit better. That's just from my experience. I think this kind of ties back into this is your timeline, but give yourself some grace. If you're only able to be in school part-time, that's fine. Remember that. Like, give yourself some grace. This is a really big period or big part of people's lives, because you're going from, let's say, living at home full-time to living by yourself full-time. And even if you don't, even if you're in grad school and you have a job or you live off campus and whatever, give yourself some grace. You're working full time. You're working, period. and you're in school. Give yourself some grace. And this also ties into failure doesn't define you or your intelligence. Just because you get one F, that doesn't define how smart you are, how intelligent you are. It doesn't define your passion for your major. That doesn't define who you are. One F, one D. And even if you're continuously getting those grades, find out, just actually remember that just because you are not excelling in school, that doesn't define who you are. You're not a horrible person. You're not dumb. You're not stupid. It may take a little extra push for you to actually understand the concept. It does for me. And I've learned that in college, that I have to utilize certain things. Please remember that failure does not define you or your intelligence or how smart you are or your passion for your major. It is so important to remember that, because when you take this test when you take this test and like, oh my gosh, I did so well, and then your expectations don't meet reality, that shit can hurt. That shit will hurt. That shit hurts my feelings. I'm like, damn, a C? Like a B hurts my feelings, but that's because I'm a go-getter. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a true go-getter. That's why I'm getting my master's and possibly gonna get my doctorate. Possibly. The next thing, everything just ties in together, but it's so important to remember to prevent burnout. And in grad school, it is so easy to burn out. So easy. More common for people to have full-time jobs in school. But again, at any level of school, undergrad, freshman, undergrad, doctorate, it doesn't matter. Some people are working full-time and even part-time or not working at all. You can still burn out and not work. Because I was burning out my freshman year. I was a freshman in college, community college at that. And I wasn't working, and I was still burning out. I was still burning out. And you're probably thinking, how? But that's not my point. My point is that do your best to prevent burnout. Burnout, well, I'll give you two definitions. The Oxford language's definition of burnout is the reduction of a fuel or substance to nothing through use or combustion. People burn out, y'all. We get to the point where we have nothing else to give. And the World Health Organization, the WHO, of course, they say that burnout is a state of mental, physical, and emotional exhaustion that can be caused by chronic stress that isn't managed well. Just do your best to prevent burnout. And some ways to prevent burnout is, I'm gonna be real. Do what makes you happy within reason. Some people realize in school, while they're in school, school is just not for them. And if that makes you happy, take a gap semester, take a gap year. Remember that, and again, this ties back into this is your life. Who cares? Who cares? Like, nobody cares. Everybody has their own life that they're worried about. So first of all, it's so easy to get caught up thinking that everybody else cares because you're in your own head thinking. But I promise you, everybody else has their own life. Nobody fucking cares. Like, if you take a gap year, no one cares. If you take a gap semester, no one cares. And I don't mean it as like nobody, I mean it as people are not thinking like, oh my gosh, they're taking a gap semester. Nobody's thinking of it like that. Oh, they're taking a gap year. Honestly, I think gap years are praised more than anything because it shows that you have discipline. You're proving to people that I don't have to deal with this shit. I can take a gap year if I want. And people think that gap years are supposed to be for when you're not in school, like before you even get to school or after school. No, you can take gap years or gap semesters whenever you want. And that's how you prevent burnout. That's one of the ways you can prevent burnout. Checking in with yourself daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, so important. And it doesn't have to be this big thing. Checking in with yourself can just be when you're in the shower at the end of the day or at the beginning of the day, washing up like, okay, so am I good? I know that I studied yesterday. I took that test yesterday. How am I feeling about that? How do I want to go about studying for this test that I have later today? I know that I have statistics later on. Am I good? I know that statistics kind of gives me a little bit of anxiety. Should I go to office hours before statistics? That way I ease my anxiety and I know what's going to go on today in class and I'm super duper prepared. Now, like weekly, at the end of the week, it doesn't have to be this big thing where you sit down and write in a journal. But that can be beneficial too. Whether you sit down at the end of the week, write in a journal, how was my week? As long as you're checking in with yourself, it doesn't matter how you do it. But it has to be beneficial. It has to be beneficial to you. For example, like I said, in the shower. But also, if you're just taking a walk or you're at the gym at the end of the week, like, damn, this week was kind of hard. What should I do next week to make it better? And that's the good thing about syllabi, multiple syllabus. That's the good thing about syllabi. You know what's going to happen every single week. Although they are subject to change. But for the most part, you know what's going to happen every single week. So nothing is catching you off guard. Nothing is catching you by surprise. Quite literally nothing. Now, monthly. Whoa, this month was hard. What did I do this month that I don't want to do next month? What did I do this month that I do want to take with me next month? How am I going to be better next month? How am I going to take better care of myself next month? That's checking in with yourself daily. Yearly, I think that it's kind of easy to check in with yourself yearly because that end of the year, beginning of the year feeling, it gets everybody. It gets the best of everybody. Basically saying, I want to leave this in 2024 and bring this with me in 2025. But I think checking in with yourself yearly, it sounds easier than everything else. but it really is harder. What I mean by that is because it sounds so easy, that's why it is harder. Like, oh, it's so easy to say I want to leave this and I want to bring this with me next year. But if you're not doing the daily, weekly, monthly check-ins, the yearly check-in is not going to mean anything. So as long as you're doing those check-ins so often, the yearly check-in is going to be a breeze. It's going to be so easy. And that's another way to prevent burnout. Just checking in with yourself. And again, one way you can check in with yourself is journaling. Just get you, I have an iPad that I write in, but get you a physical book. And it could be a plain book. It doesn't have to be a planner. It could be, get you something aesthetically pleasing. And if that's not your jam, just get you a notebook. Keep it simple. Everything don't gotta be cutesy and glamoury demure. Just get you a basic number 2 pencil. All you need is a basic number 2 pencil. Get you a little notebook or composition notebook and write. It does not have to be overcomplicated. It can be simple. Another way to prevent burnout is find a way that you enjoy being active and just stick with it. Whether that is walking around campus, going to the gym, finding a dance class, a pole dancing class, Pilates. Being active can be really helpful, whether that is physically or mentally. It really helps to be active. Preventing burnout is just not putting too many peas in your pod, because it is so easy to be burnt out in school, in life in general, but this video is about school. Because you're in school, you have a social life, you probably have a relationship or wanting to be in a relationship, you have friends, you have, and that's already a lot. Like, and you have a job, like all of that can add up. So just don't put too many peas in one pod. If you don't have time to hang out this week, that's okay. Prioritize the right things. I promise burnout is not going to be an issue for you. Oh my gosh. Another thing, if you're going to take anything from this video, sleep. Also, don't sleep too much. So say like you're getting 8 hours of sleep at night. That's amazing. That means you don't need a nap during the day. By the time you hit that bed at night, oh, you'll be sleepy. But if you are sleeping 8 hours a day at night, but then you're taking 4-hour naps, you're sleeping too much. But that can throw some things off and you could be even more tired during the day. Or you're not making enough time for certain things. Those 4 hours, those could go to something else. Do not sleep too much. If you feel like you're getting 8 hours of sleep at night and then you feel compelled to take a nap, I would say 30 minutes to an hour. And I am guilty of taking 4-hour naps. So I'm talking to myself too. But not as much. I haven't been taking as many naps, I promise. Especially because school just started yesterday. But if you feel compelled to take 4-hour naps during the day when you're getting enough sleep at night, honestly, again, give yourself some grace and just sleep for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour tops. Because that hour, that 30 minutes, that 45 minutes can go to something else. Or, just don't sleep too much. One thing that college students don't do is utilize their resources enough. And I'm not even going to get into all the resources that you pay for, but you're paying for mental health resources and you're not utilizing them. Why? Look at that tuition, and you can even look at everything that you're paying for that you're not utilizing, but that it says mental health resources, $149. You need to utilize that, babe. It doesn't matter why you're utilizing the resource. Use it. It's there. You're paying for it. I want to say it's free so bad, but it's not free. You are paying for it with your tuition. Utilize it. And also keep in mind that it's okay to bounce around counselors. I think there's a stigma where it's like, who I was paired up with, so I can't find anybody else. That's not true. If you don't feel like a counselor is a good fit for you, politely let them know and move on. Or they can refer you to someone else better. Politely tell them, I don't feel like you're the best fit for me. Is it okay for you to refer me to someone else? Or is it okay for me to find someone that's a little bit more fit for me? It's simple, but all in all, utilize that mental health resource that you have on campus, online, whatever. Whatever they're giving you, utilize it. Join local support groups. You're walking to class one day and you see that little sign that says, oh, anxiety counseling group. Go, babe. Go for it. Go for it. Y'all are all there for the same thing. Why wouldn't you go? You have anxiety. Support groups don't have to be on campus. It can be in your local community. You know, you're at the doctor and you see a sticky note or something on the bulletin board that says AA, Alcoholic Anonymous, and you're an alcoholic and you're ready to take the next step in your alcoholic journey. Go, my love, make time for it. Local support groups are going to be so helpful. They're helpful in life, but also in school, especially on campus, because these are going to be your peers on campus in your classes. But it doesn't matter if they're on campus or not. These are going to be the people, your people. They are there for the same reason as you. They want to talk about the issue that you all have. Why wouldn't you go to a support group? Support groups are so amazing. Counseling groups are so amazing. You guys are all there for the same thing. Why wouldn't you go? I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm just going to say two more things. Number one, small habits make a big difference. I'm gonna say that again. Small habits make a big difference. Atomic Habits, amazing book. Go to the library, and it could be your local library or your college library. Check out Atomic Habits, or wait for it, or get the audiobook, or find the audiobook on YouTube. It doesn't matter. Listen to Atomic Habits, and I promise you, you're going to move so differently. You're going to move so differently, my love. You're going to move so differently. But again, small habits make a huge difference. Like just setting a schedule. What day you're going to do your laundry. Making your bed every day. Making your bed every day. You're going to see a huge difference. Opening your blinds. Mine aren't open right now because I have a whole bunch of other lights on. Small habits, and it doesn't matter which ones. If you feel like something isn't working for you, tweak it a little bit. Oh, you're gonna see your mental health skyrocket. The final thing that I want to say is, if you take anything from this video, most importantly, take care of you first. And I feel like I've been saying that the whole video, and that's basically what the video is about, honestly. There is no college student without you. There's college without you. College is going to be there without you. I am going to say that. But there is no degree with your name on it without you. So take care of you first. You can't do all these amazing things if you aren't involved. Take care of you. Whatever that looks like for you. That can be maybe skipping one. I don't want to encourage that, but maybe skipping class one day because you're just not up for it. That's taking care of you first. This is your life. Taking a gap year, taking a gap semester. That's called taking care of you. This whole video is just about taking care of yourself. So if you want to take anything from this video, it's definitely take care of yourself. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Shakoya Clark. Again, like I said, I make vlogs, lifestyle content, and I give mental health tips the best that I can. I am not yet a professional, so take this as much as you want. I am just going off of my experience. Thank you for being here. If I'm your vibe, please subscribe, and I will see y'all in the very next video.